Hey guys, what's going on? Nick here, and we are now to Death Note episode 20. And damn, these episodes are just flying by. I think we have like 15 left, probably 16 or something, but man, we're getting there. But in the last episode, it was basically about Matsuda that entire time, and it's pretty cool because we've seen him before, but we got to see him more and kind of more what his personality's like. Because before he was just kind of like a guy that was being used for things, not in a bad way, just he wasn't really there that much. He didn't really contribute a lot. So in this in the last episode, they wanted to show more that he's not just there just because. He's there for a reason. And he got caught by the Yotsuba company, and then they had to fake his death so he wouldn't die because the Kira is working in the Yotsuba group, which made for a pretty interesting episode, which leads us into this episode, episode 20, and I cannot wait. So let's get into it, guys.
Well then, let's begin tonight's meeting.
There's supposed to be 8 of them, but only 7 are present. That must mean that
they probably killed one of their members.
In order to further the growth of the Yotsuba group and best serve its financial interests, who should we kill next?
You see? It's just like I told you last week!
This is not good at this rate.
But before we get to that, there are several topics that we need to discuss.
First, there is the issue of Hattori's death.
That was unavoidable. To be honest, in a certain sense, I'm relieved that Hattori is dead. Kira has demonstrated that we must be committed to these meetings. We now know what will happen if we try.
So Kira had the team vote him out and kill him?
I think we all understand what Hattori's death means for the rest of us. Let's not take it lightly.
Now, moving on. Our next topic is Geraldo Coyle's report.
One of their members just died, and that's all they're going to say.
Pretty
so did we really
dark
pay
and bad people.
$5 million for this report? I mean, come on, look at this. He hasn't found out anything important about L, like his name or his face. Is this Coyle guy seriously going to be of any use to us?
Hold on a second. There is something very interesting in the last part of this report. Coyle's warning us that we can't afford to take L's existence too lightly. In particular, it says, the concentration of killings that are beneficial to Yotsuba will likely be noticed by L
if they continue on Fridays and Saturdays.
Sounds like this Geraldo Coyle has figured out what we've been up to. I admit it's quite impressive. At any rate, I personally think we should stop killing every weekend.
This is unbelievable. It's like they're trying to confess to everything.
As long as we have this video
they're recording,
we could probably arrest all 7 of them.
This is not good. Kira hasn't been flexible up till now, has he? It would be nice if he could spread out his killings over the whole week.
The fact that Coyle noticed what we've been up to makes it too dangerous to continue killing at our usual pace. From now on, we have to be even more careful and make sure that nobody else happens to notice a trend in these deaths.
Now, on to the main topic.
What's that?
Who should we kill?
I think we should focus on ELF Insurance. If they expand into the Japanese market, Yotsuba and many other companies will lose valuable clients to them.
Agreed.
All right. Any objections to killing these people from ELF with accidental deaths?
No objections.
Is this for real?
Crap.
How can they do this so easily?
Another potential candidate
Putting that
is Santoro
syrup
Zenzai,
or
a member of the Kugisawa
chocolate
group.
sauce.
He's been protesting Yotsuba's resort development plans. Zenzai's known to have high blood pressure, so we can designate a time for him to suffer a stroke resulting in natural death. Any objections? No objections.
Kira, deaths by accident, by disease, designated times of death. It's all just as we suspected. We were right.
No, unfortunately, we can only be completely sure after those people they've named are dead. We will continue to monitor these meetings and take note of what they say, how they act, and most importantly, whether the people they choose actually die. If we can confirm the connection between their plans and the deaths, then we'll definitely be able to catch Kira.
What is it? There's no need to yell in unison.
I can't carry on knowing these people will die. That's just immoral.
Right.
Here it comes.
I know you're planning to catch Kira by letting these guys actually carry out these murders, but we can't let that happen.
That's right. It's obvious that these 7 men are behind the killings. With Matsuda's testimony and this footage we've recorded, we have all the evidence.
You're making this difficult. If we were to take action now, everything we've done will go to waste.
So what do you say we take care of the ELF in 3 weeks, and as for Zenzai, we'll ask Kira to kill him this weekend.
Zenzai?
No objections.
If that's what they're going to do, then there's not much time left. Light, we already know the phone numbers of these board members, don't we?
Yeah.
I don't care who we call. I need to reach one of these men and have them stop these murders.
Please hold on. That will cause suspicion. It would mean the investigation caught up to them 3 days after they were contacted by Iber. Also, it would make it far more unlikely that we would be able to discover who the real Kira might be. We can't afford such a huge setback seeing how far we've come.
Still true.
In order to catch Kira, we are going to need some solid proof.
Ryuzaki, if one of these 7 men is in fact Kira, would it be safe to say that if I try calling one of them, the odds of that person actually being Kira is going to be 1 in 7?
I'm thinking there could be more than one Kira among them. A probability of 2 in 7 at most.
If we're prepared to let them know that the investigation is catching up to them, let's place our bets on these odds. Ryuzaki, I'm going to pose as L. Judging from their conversations so far, the one least likely to be Kira, but with the most influence is Namikawa.
If you're going to make a call, please use this phone. It's set up so it can't be traced or tapped.
Nice.
You know, this would all go a lot faster if we kill off the execs of our rival companies and be done with it.
That would be going a little too far.
Why? We could kill them and split their holdings.
Is this Reichi Namikawa, head of the Yotsuba Group's marketing department?
Yes. And who is this?
Listen carefully, but don't draw attention to yourself. I am L.
Oh, drawn attention to yourself.
I've placed cameras and wiretaps throughout that meeting room. Even as I speak, I'm recording footage of your entire meeting.
The first thing you discussed was Hattori's death. Now you're debating who to kill next.
Am I correct?
He's been watching everything.
If you are not Kira, or if you are not someone who can contact Kira directly.
Let's make a deal.
A deal?
I need you to delay the deaths of ELF's president and Mr. Zenzai by 1 month. I doubt it will be difficult for someone of your standing to accomplish that.
Yes, I see. Right, go on.
If you complete your end of the deal and cooperate with our requests from now on, then your crimes, no, not just yours, but everyone's
crimes, with the exception of Kira's, will be pardoned, based on the premise that Kira blackmailed you into
Pretty
participating
cool.
in these meetings.
I see. Okay. My only option is to join L. No, I'll be dead if Kira
So he's
manages
not
to
Kira.
find out.
Okay.
What should I do?
If you tell the others about this call, they will panic. It would be of no advantage to you. Everyone would be arrested immediately. But that's not my intention. I'm planning to go one-on-one against Kira.
Listen, if I win against Kira, you will be acquitted of all charges. If Kira wins, then you'll be free to carry on with your comfortable life.
Just play along with both parties. Staying on the sidelines would be best. We're not in a position to lose anything regardless of who wins in the end.
You would only be at a loss if I decided to arrest you right here and now.
Damn it. He already knew what answer I would have given.
That's all for now.
Right. I'll see you Monday then.
What's going on, Namikawa? Who was that?
One of my men screwed up again. I'll have to fix it on Monday. Anyway, sorry for the interruption.
This guy's
Let's get back
keeping
on
his
topic.
voice to a minimum.
Discussing when we should kill Zenzai and the men from ELF. Here's what I'm thinking. We'll give Coyle 1 month to reveal L's identity. If he still hasn't uncovered the information we need, then we can go ahead and kill the targets randomly. Then we'll give him another month to investigate and repeat the process. Once we get rid of L permanently, we can go back to killing 2 or 3 people a week. In other words, our top priority should be the elimination of L.
I see. Once we kill L, there won't be anything standing in our way. But until then, we need to be careful.
Right. Sounds like a reasonable plan to me.
We need to be extremely careful if we don't want to get caught.
Then we're in agreement. We'll give Coyle 1 month.
Agreed.
L, this should satisfy you for now.
Yep.
We'll still be meeting on a weekly basis. That is all.
That went well.
Yeah.
You really are quite amazing, Light. Not only did you manage to delay the killings, but you also set up Namikawa as a potential mole for us. It sounded exactly like the sort of thing I would do, and you thought of it quicker than I did.
Nice.
At this rate, if I end up dying somehow, it's quite possible that you would be capable of succeeding me.
What? Why are you being so morbid? There isn't time for that. We only have a month to figure out Kira's identity and gather evidence against him to prove it. This is only the beginning.
Yes, but you were the one who first noticed the connection between Yotsuba and Kira. You actually might be more capable than I am. I honestly believe you could take this on. Tell me, if I should die, would you take over for me as Al?
I'm not sure about that. Interesting. And the thing is like, since he doesn't have any memory of the Shinigami and Death Note stuff, it's like he's actually like best friends with him, or he's friends with him now.
If I should die, would you take over for me as Al? If he is Kira and just playing innocent, he's sure to say yes.
What are you talking about? As long as we're joined by these, we would die together anyway. I see. Ryuzaki, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to tell everyone what you're really thinking right now. He thinks that if I am Kira, then there are two possibilities. Either I'm just pretending I'm not him and putting on an act, or Kira's power has passed on from me to someone else, and I have no memory that I was ever Kira in the first place. He's trying to determine which, if either, is the truth. The first theory, if I am putting on an act, he will never remove these handcuffs. No. Even if I wasn't pretending to be innocent, I'm sure he still wouldn't take them off. Miyazaki still believes that I'm Kira. Even if my power had been passed to someone else, he thinks that I would have planned to have it returned to me once I'm safe from suspicion. In other words, I wasn't being controlled at all. He thinks it was a plan, to pass on the power and arrange for it to come back to me once I've been cleared.
Crap.
Impressive. You figured
Both
out
really
exactly
smart.
what I've been thinking all this time.
Ryuzaki's theory is that once I steal L's title, I will become Kira again.
Correct.
Taking on the identity of L, having the power to control the police in every country, while being Kira in secret. It's ideal. And you're thinking I could do it. No, that I would do it. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes.
He's not
But what
stupid.
about now? I told you I don't want your title. That should prove even to you that I'm not putting on an act, shouldn't it?
If this is all an act, and you are trying to steal my identity, there's no chance you would be foolish enough to reveal your plan in front of everyone. Wouldn't you agree?
Ryuzaki. Do you think that I'm actually capable of becoming a murderer? Kira? Even after I help you catch him? Do I seem like that kind of person to you?
Yes, you do. I've always thought so.
Again.
Not again.
Okay, break it up! Once is enough! It was a draw, so let's just leave it as an even match, okay?
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, let's focus on
Dude,
catching the
where's
kid
Misa
that's in
Misa?
front of us right now. As long as I have the handcuffs on, you shouldn't have any complaints.
I suppose so. We only have a month, so there's no time to get distracted.
Ryuzaki,
Yes?
we have plenty of footage from this meeting. Can't we use that as evidence against those 7 men and prevent the murders of other criminals?
They're not with the
Here we go
police.
again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
But why?
At the moment, we're not certain if Kira is among those 7 men. If all they have is a tenuous connection with him, then Kira will kill them as soon as they're arrested. We have to be absolutely sure that Kira is among them, so there's no point in detaining them now. And even if it does turn out to be one of them, it will still be quite difficult to determine who the culprit is. I believe it's still far too early for us to make our move.
Hold on. At the same time, we can't say that he's definitely not among the 7. That means there's a chance the killings will stop if we take this opportunity to arrest them.
I think Dad's right. There is a chance. We have to act on it.
Excuse me, but I think from now on I should go after Kira by myself.
Really?
You can use these headquarters as you wish. I'll also be here, but we will be working independently. You can conduct your investigation under your own direction. Feel free to arrest those men if you like. I will be carrying on my own investigation. We'll only get into arguments if we don't split up and act separately at this point. This is for the best.
Are you saying you're going to figure out who Kira is by any means
Oh wait, Light still
necessary?
has to be with him.
Yes. This case will never be solved unless we capture Kira himself. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say that preventing more deaths is pointless. But if we don't uncover the entire truth once and for all, Kira will only appear again and the number of victims will continue to increase. That's why I believe it's more important to find out who Kira really is. As I've been saying, I'm opposed to arresting those 7 men. If you want to do so, then you will have to take responsibility for it. I will pursue Kira on my own. We only have 1 month. I wonder who will succeed.
Ryuzaki, where are you going?
To Amani's room. Sorry, I know you're on your father's side and all this, but I can't remove these handcuffs. I'm afraid you're gonna have to come along with me.
Sucks. Oh, there she is.
Light! I didn't know we were supposed to have a date. Oh, right, I should have known.
Misa Amani, tell me, do you love Light from the bottom of your heart?
Huh? Yeah. Of course I do.
But you also worship Kira, don't you?
Well, yeah.
So then, if you had to choose between Light and Kira, who would you pick?
What? That's obvious. Of course it's gonna be Light. I'm really grateful to Kira and want to meet him someday in person, but that's not true love. I definitely choose Light.
But your precious Light is planning to catch Kira. Isn't that right?
Well, yes, of course I am.
No!
He says he wants to catch Kira. Now what will you do?
Well, if that's what Light says, then I'm gonna support him no matter what.
I see. So if you were given the opportunity to work with Light on this investigation, would you take the offer?
What? Ryuzaki?
Yeah, of course I would. I'd do anything I could to help Light.
Wait, hold on a second. Where are you going with this?
I'm planning to have Iber pose as Geraldo Coil again. He'll tell the Yotsuba members that while he was investigating L, he discovered that Misa Amane might know who he is.
I like
He'll
it.
also tell them that L brought her in for questioning on suspicion that she was the second Kira.
That part is true.
If the Yotsuba group believes that Misa could be their lead to finding L, then they'll say that they want to meet her to discuss their advertising campaign. They'll use that opportunity to question her. Thanks to Matsuda's screw-up, they may already be considering Misa as their new spokesperson, so this could work.
Yeah, right.
We can't do that.
Why not?
This plan is too risky. Who knows what could happen to you?
Oh, wow. Does that mean you're worried about me? Yay! But don't worry. I won't mind doing something like this if it's for you, Light.
Listen, Misa. If they suspect that you might know who L really is, we don't know how far they'll be willing to go to get that information.
No problemo. I promise I won't say anything, even if they torture me.
I can attest to that.
But Kira can control his victim's actions before their death. There's a good chance he might try to manipulate her into revealing what she knows and then kill her. Also, if he does manage to kill Elle, he won't have any use for Misa. He'd kill her to keep her silent.
I don't like the sound of that.
Light. You forget that if we win against Kira, Misa won't die. Besides, as long as we're handcuffed together, you and I share the same fate.
Damn. That's pretty effed up, but it's true.
If that happens, Misa is the one who would grieve most of all. Either we lose and both die together, or we successfully catch Kira. Which is it?
We catch Kira! I would never dream about living in a world without Light.
Yes, that would be dark.
Get it dark,
This is
Light.
just crazy!
We're running out of time, and I'm starting to get desperate. As for Misa Amane, I've turned to her because I know her bravery and love for you is boundless.
Do you really mean it? Oh no, I think I've totally misunderstood you all this time. I even called you a pervert. But you actually do understand how I feel, don't you?
Yes. Misa is indisputably the most perfect and worthy woman for Light.
Yay! You're such a sweetie. Thank you, Ryuzaki.
I could actually fall for you.
Let's not go that far. But you could maybe be a friend of
Fall
mine.
for
Would
you.
that be okay?
Yes. So now I've gained yet another friend.
Yeah, of course. Any friend of Light's is a friend of mine as well. Let's all be friends together.
Yay, fun.
And of course, I would never think of betraying any of my friends. With our powers combined, we'll arrest Kira.
Unfortunately, Light's taking a different investigative approach from us and will be working with his father and the others. I'm afraid it will just be you and I.
Huh? What's up with that?
Come on, El, now you're just playing dirty. You're leaving me with no other choice but to join your...
No, that's quite all right.
What are you talking about? Of course he'll be joining us.
That's not it either. I've been opposed to this investigation since the beginning. It's too dangerous for her.
Oh, Light. You're so sweet.
Like...
Thank you for worrying about me. But please let me do this. I want to be useful to you somehow. If I can be useful, then maybe you'll love me even more. And besides, I would gladly die if it were for you, Light.
Figuring out the logistics of arresting 7 people is going to be challenging. I don't suppose you two have any ideas. Mogi? Matsuda?
So, pretty medium-ish episode, but I always love them. They're amazing. I just like the story, how Light is combined with L now. Like, they have to. If he dies, he's gonna die. If they win and catch Kira, they're gonna live. But really don't know how that's gonna go down. And now Misa and all 3 of them are like friend group. It's pretty damn interesting, guys. I gotta say, like, out of all the shows I've watched, this is getting to a breaking point. Breaking point. Either way, it's getting up there. And I cannot wait to see what's in store next. This should just get even more amazing and mind-blowing. So, that being said, hope you guys enjoyed my reaction, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.